Just Another Podcast.
I'm Anazia.
I'm AnaDer.
Today's topic, remember previously we did mention that we're going to do a 3-episode series. First, we're going to talk about wedding hanggamas.
Yep.
And then came the marriage.
Marriage taboos.
Marriage taboos. Wow, guys. Korang.
Yeah.
Amazing. Salute.
And we have been getting a lot of love for these kind of topics.
Yes.
Yes, the serious topics. And we try to balance things out.
Yeah.
So that's why we insert a Salman Khan episode lah.
In between,
yeah.
If not, it was too heavy, we felt.
Yeah.
So we just want to insert some
Light-hearted content.
Yeah, correct. So the marriage episode, when I uploaded it on TikTok, I didn't expect to get like 30K views with the 400 over love
Regarding
and
your pregnancy.
yes.
Yes.
And then the one before that also did quite well. The one that you discussed about you are scared that if you're too old to play with your kids.
Yeah.
That one also I get DMs,
Yeah.
I get love coming in. Hey, actually it's very relatable. They have the same concern. Amazing.
And also the episode about racism also, that one did quite well. The
hijab one, right?
The hijab one.
Even though I kena panggil smelly and all that. What guys?
Love and hate. That one.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's a true story.
It's a true story. She's not making things
Yeah,
up.
guys, I need to tell you guys something. This one my family members also got tell me, Crazy attract crazy. I crazy. Legit. And I attract crazy people. Like people look at me, right? Okay, this woman, I think I can do nonsense to her.
Yeah.
It just, my life is that colourful.
Yeah.
And I don't like to create stories when I share on podcasts. It's real and genuine. I don't like some people, some content creator will create
stories,
and then they come here just to put it into like a happening thing.
Yeah.
I don't do that, guys.
Yeah.
It's legit. It's real.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we pledge in Just Another lah.
Yeah. I mean, although yes, it may sound ridiculous that she was being called out by another Indian, Singaporean Indian, but that's exactly what happened. She's not trying to stir any racial thing, you know. I mean, whatever stories that we share is from our own experience.
Exactly.
How you all take it is up to you all lah.
Yeah, whether you feel it's real or fake, fake or real, real,
Fuck it
or real.
Fuck yeah. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so I received a DM on the marriage episode, especially talking about the hidden pregnancy. Okay, so hers is actually quite similar. I'm just going to read out quickly before we touch on the divorce topic next. Alright. So she said, Salam Ana, I watched your YouTube channel on hiding your 4th pregnancy. By the way, guys, we have a YouTube channel too. Please go there and take a look a little bit. Send us a bit of love there. We do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So it hits me because I also did that even from my mother-in-law. So I was actually hiding my pregnancy from general, but my in-laws and my parents know. She had to hide from everybody. Wow, salute. So for my 6th pregnancy, which is her 3rd child because she had miscarriages, she had to hide it.
Wait, ni sad story.
Sad story, yeah. Okay, so the 3rd baby was actually her rainbow baby. So when I had my 4th pregnancy, the due date was 1 day apart from my biras. Bracket, my husband's brother wife. Husband's brother wife. So brother-in-law and then the wife lah. Who was pregnant with her 1st pregnancy after 4 years of marriage. I shared the good news with my mother-in-law. Guess what? She said, orang mengandung kau pun nak mengandung juga. Kasih can lah pada orang yang tak ada anak.
Oh.
Isn't that similar to me?
Yes, you did mention about kasih chan or give chance. So yeah, people... These things are real.
Yeah.
People do use these words. And you know when you said it in our last recording, I was like, oh, why are they so ridiculous? Why use the word give chance?
Give chance.
And I give them the benefit of the doubt. I said,
yeah, you were positive about it.
I was saying that, maybe that's their way of showing, try to be funny.
Yeah.
They tried to be funny. But in this case, she really meant it. Like, it wasn't funny. Like, give chance lah. Other people also want.
I even had the line where kita baru nak macam rasa yang kita ni ada baby. Then you masuk selit masuk.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had that line said to me also.
I mean,
anyway,
okay, whatever you guys feel is valid, is your own feelings. But when you say some things or you let out some things, you have to be mindful about the people around you.
Yeah, especially to pregnant women, guys.
Yeah.
The emotions, the stability of what we're going through and all that, you give this kind of sentence to them, it hits 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If you think that, I mean, I go by the thing, if you have nothing better to say, don't say lah. Alright? That was nothing
Silence
better to
is golden.
say. Right? So just keep quiet. If you feel that way, then maybe you can gossip with your husband or whatever. That's between you all lah. You all find it funny, you want to laugh, okay, fine. But the moment you say it to the other person, imagine how they feel, right? If you are in their shoe, like you are supposed to be happy about having another child.
Yeah.
And you're sharing that with your elder.
And this is her sixth one, you know. That means third rainbow, third child, finally she has it. Imagine the joy she was feeling at that time. And to be able to...
And I mean, this thing is, having kids is a blessing, right? I mean, probably you'll hear these things, these words, and it's being used loosely or whatever, right? But it is a blessing. There are people out there who are struggling to have kids.
Yeah.
I myself, we had to wait for quite some time before we have our first one, right? And it is a blessing. So people who are productive or they can have kids and they have the means to have kids, let them have it. Let them have their joy.
Yeah.
Right?
So the problem with the society is, too many also issue, don't have also issue. So korang nak apa? Why is it that you all want? Right?
You're the issue.
You all are the issue, not us.
Just keep quiet. You know, doa for people lah. You know, if they have more, then doa, they have the rezeki to carry on or to take care of more kids. If they don't have, doa for them to have kids. That's all about it. It's love. Show love. Anyway.
Okay, so she continued.
Oh, lama. Okay.
Which we can touch on to the next topic already.
Okay.
So she said, I was stressed at that time also. Aku pun tak nak ada competition. Pasal my second child, her cousins ramai same age. Asyik kena bending aja. Like right now, my daughter at P3 will be taking higher ML. Higher mana tangga. Also mengata, but dorang yang tanya that means they ask about the child, but then they critique the child. Then don't ask lah. You ask to critique for what? Then start tanya how to improve Malay because the child is taking higher mother tongue, right? But then dulu when I encourage them to watch Surya, we kena kutuk rabak-rabak. Even the alif bata from YouTube at young age also we kena. So education also they touch. So now Alhamdulillah both my children get to go up into Al-Quran. Nobody said anything. Nobody congratulate. When the child is successful, nobody says anything. So if you're in a family-in-law who loves to compare, memang parah. Tu pasal aku out from the family chat group and dah banyak senyap bila masa gathering. Thank you for sharing your views online. Terhibur aku. Lagi-lagi pasal banana. That one is to you.
That's my jam. Banana and milk. Yeah. Thank you for ending on a high. But I want to touch on the things that she mentioned, the serious part that she mentioned, right? It's quite sad because when she mentioned that she exited the family group.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you all have heard our episodes, the earlier episodes, and how I am very positive. Okay. I'm sharing from my own experience.
Yeah.
I don't encounter a lot of the things that Ana has encountered.
Yeah.
Right? We have shared a lot of stories off cast as well.
Off cast, yeah.
And I was telling her, no wonder kau macam gini. That's why you're like this. Right?
That's why I've pent up and negative because I've faced so many of
Toxicity.
this. Toxic. High level toxic.
Yeah. And when I hear her stories, it is legit toxic. And why she's like that or why she says these things or share these things is because it's valid.
Yeah.
This is what happened to her. And it is toxic when I hear it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, I'm lucky enough, alhamdulillah. I mean, yes, there are toxicity here and there, which I've shared in some of the episodes that I mentioned earlier. But it's not to the level lah.
Yeah, mind-blowing.
Yeah, but
and the irony is when I share here, look at the DMs that come in.
Exactly. So yeah, I also wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one who's facing it.
Exactly.
A lot of people are actually messaging her and all that, and telling her that we encountered the same thing. So it's mind-boggling for people like me who, alhamdulillah, we are in a better place in a way, right? But yeah, these things happen. These feelings are validated, and you know, don't. I mean, some of you may think she's acting it out or drama it up and all that, but that's not true, right? I mean, I'm sure as we go along, as much as we want to be sensitive to a lot of people out there, including her family members and all that, but these are feelings that she felt. Right?
Yeah,
we won't mention names.
And the reason why I'm sharing is because it is very, very relatable, and I know I am not the only one that is going through this. I'm sure there are certain stories that I bring out. Definitely, at that moment, it will hit you. Like you'll be thinking, hey, actually, I did go through this, but I just didn't remember this. And then when it happened, you will come to my DMs and then like, hey, it happened. I remember this thing happening. Thank you for bringing it up. Now they can solve that and heal whatever traumas, whatever issues that they had. Right? So that's the purpose of us talking about these guys. It's not to bring anybody down or whatever. Right?
So anyway, don't get too sensitive. We're not mentioning names.
Chill, guys. Chill.
It's for people to learn. Okay. At the end of the day, a podcast is where people can relate to it. They learn something new and they get entertained at the end of the day. That's why you have the banana and the milk. Me. Anyway, okay, so that's a nice introduction.
Yes.
Maybe, okay, so our focus today is on divorce.
Divorce.
A continuation from our series of weddings, marriage, and then now the taboo topic, divorce. It is something that is more prevalent in today's time, as you all know. And okay, when we were discussing about doing this topic, right, I was, you know me, I was always thinking when I go to the toilet or when I walk into the kitchen and, munching and walking at the same time. I was wondering, these things that happen to these women or guys, it can happen to both, right? They probably happen to the older generation. It's just that they didn't go through divorce.
They tahan.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
We'll leave it as that first, but let's dissect.
Yeah, it's getting my wheels all.
You're thinking about it. We'll get to that once we dissect.
Let your wheels also go brrr while we are talking.
Anyway, okay, you want to start off with the introduction?
Alright, so I want to start out with a very famous divorce that is currently going on in the Bollywood world. Hollywood.
Oh, entertainment.
And the irony, when I went to ChatGPT just to type his name, they put that they're still married. That means it's so fresh that ChatGPT didn't have time to learn about
ChatGPT.
ChatG.
Okay, so
I'm talking about A.R. Rahman. After so many years, what's happening? And then it's like a back-to-back, the celebrity divorce that's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, A.R. Rahman one was shocking. I mean, he has been famous for so long.
Yeah, and very spiritual.
Yeah. And they have been together for so long. But these things happen, I mean, you never know when, a relationship doesn't work out for any parties.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really shocking. They haven't revealed what exactly is the reason.
They just
nothing so much. But at the end of the day, all love and duas for both of them, A.R. Rahman and his ex-wife. And hopefully they found peace and happiness. Yeah, so I mean, of course, there's also Abhishek and... that one, the rumor still circulating.
Still going.
A lot. I mean, like when she turned up for international event, I can't remember.
Very recent, right? Like last week.
And
the name wasn't there.
The Bachchan wasn't there.
But I've never noticed the Bachchan being there all along.
I think they used it. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan when she got married and when she was doing a lot of promos with Abhishek. I think they went to Oprah together and all that. But she has always been known as Aishwarya Rai.
Yeah.
Right? She's a brand
from day
on her
one.
own. Right? She was Miss World and all that. She was an international star. So a lot of people say we know her as Aishwarya Rai, not Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan. Even Abhishek is
J.R. Bachchan because they're like so long already.
Yeah. So that's still a mystery. We don't know what happened. But like what we said in the previous episode, go and listen what we say.
And then go and dig, then come to our DMs. Go to JustAnaDer, so both of us can take a look and you tell us some facts also. We would like to know.
Yeah.
Right.
In the last
it works
episodes.
both ways, guys. We give you things. This is homework for you guys.
We give homework.
The teacher board is here.
Later, after this, we'll print worksheet and
PDF format.
Yeah, the last two episodes we did a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Okay, worksheet's coming up. So let me know if you want.
Carry on.
Alright, so enough of the Bollywood world. Let's talk about Singapore statistics. So I actually went to the website, ROMM.
Homework.
Yes, homework. I did my part, guys. So this stats is for 2023.
Yep.
Okay, 2024 belum habis, right? Haven't finished. So 2023 total marriage is actually 28,310 total.
Wait, marriages in Singapore in Muslim community?
No, total.
Huh? Total, okay.
Yeah. Out of that, 7,118 resulted in divorce.
Okay.
So it's about 1/4,
Okay.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Out of that total, 1,200 are Muslims.
Oh, that's half.
No lah.
Huh?
1/7 lah.
1/7.
Yeah.
I mean half of the 2,000. Read the stats again.
Okay.
sorry.
You need homework. Tuition after this.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so total marriage,
1/7.
yeah,
Okay,
1/7. The divorce is 7,188. Out of that, 1,200 are actually Muslims.
Okay.
Right. So the top main reasons for divorce cited by female and male. The first one is unreasonable behavior.
So the female
said,
saying,
the top reason is unreasonable behavior.
So female are divorcing because they felt that their male counterparts are unreasonable. Okay.
Yes. Then for the male, it's because that they have lived apart or separated for 3 years or more. That means they are already like sleeping separate bedrooms. That is the reason why they file for divorce. That's the top reason for males.
Interesting.
All right. So 69% of Muslim divorces were actually filed by wives.
What a percentage?
What's the face for?
Read the number again.
69%.
For those who get
Banana fella.
Anyway, sorry, ugly. 69
He got excited. Look at him, squirming like that.
were filed by wives. Okay, wait. This is an interesting thing, but the percentage is a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dissect this. Do you want to dissect
Wow,
this?
this one is amazing to me, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So
are we going to look at it positively or negatively? I'm also confused.
69%.
By wives, you know.
Yeah. 69%.
So what, women?
Sorry. Okay,
bye.
I'll be serious. 70% are filed by the women.
Yeah.
Or the wives in this case, right? Wow.
So are they braver or what?
Which is what I was asking the
Earlier,
question
right?
earlier, right? Why? I mean, right now, women are filing for divorce. These are all for Muslim, right? Muslim divorces.
Yeah.
So in the past, didn't these people face the same thing? Or has generation change, right? What I mean is
Women more educated.
Women more educated, they are working.
Yeah.
And just everything has changed lah. So basically the generation has changed over time, right? So we don't know also. So these are question marks that I was asking myself. And maybe y'all can let me know whether, in the past the women are tolerating it or that never happened for them. Which is why they never filed for divorce. Or it wasn't even an option back then for women to file divorce. It's usually the guy who jatuhkan talak, right? Right. So,
okay, I tried to search for prior to that because the number could be high post-COVID. Because I remember during COVID, right, when we were in lockdown, it was hell for me because I am so used to my husband leaving the house to work. Is it the same for you? How was COVID? Like marriage. Let's talk about marriage during that period.
Obviously, okay. Okay, now that you say this, there may be an older generation because the husband
goes
out
to work. That's why I bring this up.
And some husband go overseas and all this.
He drove me mad during that period. Sorry, Cha.
Valid.
Yeah, like even laundry, why this laundry not done correctly? Why you put the laundry in the basket never fold immediately? Because he starts to think like my mom did this, so why are you not doing? But when he's at work, he doesn't know when I fold. He doesn't know when I do things. He know that when he come back, the thing is done. But when did I do it? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of questioning certain things. Also.
Yeah, things that's not related to you is my job. You come and question. So it could also, woman, come on, tell me.
Maybe that's a valid point, right? I mean, a lot of men are working from home.
I couldn't get the stats before COVID, but I feel that this could also be the catalyst.
Could be a triggering point.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things could be, a lot of factors, right? I mean, women going out to work, women, more educated.
Yeah.
And then, they
this
being
work from home
schedule, where the husband starts questioning why are certain things. Our parents probably never does that.
None. The husband leave in the morning, they come back in the evening.
They see the food is ready, they eat.
The children go to bed. Done.
Settle. Because they come back so late anyway.
Yes, correct.
So they don't see the drama or how the household was being handled.
If the wife decides to cook lunch and leave it and then watch 2-3 dramas in between and then get to work, nobody knows.
Valid point. I mean, I briefly touched on this, but I will not go through this because we discussed this off cast, where I mentioned to you, like, do you all have fights because of how to bring up a kid? And me being a husband that's working from home, I'm very much involved in my kids' well-being or growing up or taking care of her, right? So maybe that was the issue all along. Maybe I shouldn't be involved. Anyway.
No, you should be, but to a certain level. Like I told you, you need to have like certain boundaries where this is your department, this is my department. Don't touch.
We will delve into that when we go into parenting again.
Yes.
I think earlier parenting episode, we briefly touched on the surface.
Yeah, and I got into so much trouble. I'm going to come back stronger.
Okay, now back to the divorce again.
Alright, so they actually touched about the first topic that we have, which is post-wedding adjustment issues.
Wait,
because
before
the
that, can we just briefly touch on the unreasonable behavior? So female are saying unreasonable behavior of their husbands. Wow, interesting, because again, maybe like what you say, being cooped out at home, they see the husband just sleeping, I don't know, playing game, could be husband interfering.
It could be both ways. Like,
be both ways.
You're at home, why you not helping me out? Then the wife
unreasonable behavior.
yeah.
So
Cuci toilet, go and wash the toilet. You're at home, but actually the husband is working on the phone, but actually working.
Exactly.
You don't know also.
It could be two ways.
Two ways, yeah.
And then for the male, they say live apart or separated. Okay, so this explains the physical nature of a man, right? We need physical touch, right? So the moment you separated physically, then it's easier, or rather harder to fall in love back or be in love back. So which is why, I mean, a lot of marriage counselors and out there advise whatever it is, don't sleep, or even the olden people or parents always advise whatever it is, don't sleep in different beds.
Never go to bed angry.
Yeah, never go to bed angry. So legit, I mean, fair enough. Anyway, so just briefly touch on these stats. Okay. You were saying post-wedding adjustment issues.
Yeah, which basically we just discussed the differences in lifestyle, habits, values, and expectations can lead to conflict. Because there are many couples right now, like I mentioned in the second episode, the honeymoon.
Yeah.
After the honeymoon, they come back together and then they realize, oh man, this is not the guy that I dream of. This is not Prem.
Yeah. This is Gopal.
This Gopal. Yes.
Gopal from Ham Tumari Sanam. Go watch the movie.
Yeah. No offense to any Gopals that's listening to this podcast, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Adjustment. I mean, any change in life, there is adjustment. Whether you change your job or whatever. So this is especially very
adaptability and all that.
Yeah, to adapt to something, some changes, right? So this is a very big change for you, because you have lived almost your whole life at that point. Having this, being at home with your parents there, and them taking care of you, and then certain things are done certain way, and even if you help with the household, is not your main core duty.
Yes.
And then having another person sharing the same bed, sharing the toilet with you, all that problem, never flush or whatever nonsense, or this kind of thing, never hang their towels. These are the kind of things that probably can be irritating, and you need to adjust to those changes. And of course, when you are with your parents, a lot of parents actually treat their kids, or particularly their daughters, because these become the wives, their daughters as princesses.
They're more forgiving.
Right? So you being treated as a princess at your maternal home.
Okay, pause. You cannot just say prince. Princess and prince.
Prince also.
It works both ways.
We come to that. We dissect women first, and then we come to the guy.
Okay. But sabar. Don't
jump to conclusion.
Don't jump. Wait.
I'm not being sexist. I'm saying one at a time. Okay. So then when they go to this, and they're like, what shit is this?
Yeah.
Right. And likewise now we do the switch. Okay. The boys, everything is done for them.
Yeah, clothes iron, food
and all that. Then their mom do it in such a way, they like it so much that way. They see why you do it this way.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense.
I heard of a case, right? This couple, the husband prefer the uniform, the pants, right? Must have a straight line that doesn't have to have a double line. So the poor Mrs. try. No matter how she tries, she can never get that straight line. She's new.
Okay.
Big fight over pants line.
His own lah.
His own, his own.
Okay. Not
So
the
he told,
kids
no kids yet.
Okay.
So he told the wife lah, you don't touch. I let my mother touch. So she's like, okay. Then mother will feel what? You got married. You go and iron your husband's baju lah. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Whole thing is about a pen line.
Okay. What's underneath the pen you don't touch? Yeah, mother touch.
Hello.
What nonsense is this?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
do you see the pettiness level of maybe the current generation that is getting married?
So you see, I think, okay, let's go back to the whole generation thing. Since I brought up that topic, right?
Yeah.
So in the past, parents always bring up their children, especially women or girls, daughters, right? They always say, you all will get married to your husband's side and all this. So they always make sure there's a line drawn there, and they make sure that they are the best homemaker in a way.
Yeah, they prep the child. If your roti is not around, you're not going to get married, in some cultures. Yeah.
And then we change as we go along generationally. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm going to treat my daughter as a princess. You know?
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. You know, there's many years. So,
Sorry, my girls are not princess. They do
So we-
everything.
so that's the thing. So we don't know also. I mean,
Yeah.
so as of now, today, 2024. Okay, anyway.
We're going to look back at this when she's like 10 or 12 or 17.
Hopefully this podcast continues till then. Go off for us. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so it's different in that way. You know, parenting has changed also, and the kids become a bit more pampered. That's why they always say, you know, Gen Z is too pampered. Everything is a complaint.
yeah, strawberry
everything is
generation
complaint
lah.
and all this. So maybe that is also one factor that comes in
So it's the
play.
parents' fault.
Always, what? Whatever it is, you always blame the parents.
So it's true lah when the husband and wife fighting, kau punya mak punya pasal lah, your mother. It's your mother.
No lah. I mean, yes, to a certain extent.
It's relatable, right? Yeah.
That some percentage is true
Yeah.
lah. But at the end of the day, they are also their own individual lah. You know that you are getting married. You know that this is adjusting. This is your new life. Adjust lah.
Yeah.
Learn new things lah. You know, break certain boundaries lah. Break certain norms lah. Right? You already used to that. Change lah. Maybe this is better for you.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, marriage is also about compromise.
Yeah.
Right? You giving something, he giving something. Vice versa.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, a thought came to me when you said that, you know. I went for a recent, off topic a bit.
Okay.
I went for a recent majlis recently, you know. Then they asked, who's Haider?
Oh.
They asked me directly, you know.
Yeah.
Then I just said, he's a distant relative. My mom's side. Okay, I just said like that. Distant. Technically, it's
Technically,
true.
yeah.
I said it's on my mom's side. Oh, how did your husband take this? I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, then she said, you're doing a podcast just the two of you, what? How does your husband take this? Then I said, I tried to start a podcast with my husband. He's an introvert. He doesn't want to talk. But then when I hype with, I can hype with Haider, and things are going well.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I wanted to do this first, the first person I spoke to was my husband. I said, hey, I'm thinking of starting something with Haider. Are you supportive of this?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, sure, because he knows you.
Yeah.
All is good. But you see the mentality where the thing, if
Of
let's
course,
say somebody were to come and say, hey, your wife will start a podcast with another guy, like that trust and communication is not there between husband and wife, it could have easily caused the trouble.
Of course, yeah. It may still cause trouble. We don't know. You know, people will say things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, we know each other. We are friends. I mean, I know Zach. Also.
Yeah.
I just met Zach. Zach sent us here.
He dropped us here.
So whatever lah, you want to think.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying in that way. I'm saying that if they chocho the wrong,
it
the
can
wrong
go to-
couple, right?
it
Then
can affect them.
if there is no trust, there is no communication. And for me, I'm very open. I tell him like, okay, Haider is this person, this is his work ethic, and they have met. We 16 years ago we were like chummies, like all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay lah.
Yeah.
But if there's a couple where somebody were to come and say like, hey, your wife doing podcast, then the husband starts thinking like, overthink.
Valid. I mean, yeah.
Then problem already.
I'm not surprised by people saying these comments. I kind of expected it that people will say these things because it's just another, you know. So, I mean, unless we have a third person or what, then you'll come lah. Come. You're so worried, right? About
Like when I was in the previous podcast, people thought I was his wife. That is another. The thinking straight away go like, oh, you are Aidi's wife. I'm like, since when I got married to this younger bro of mine, and we do our conversation is bro sis. I always call him bro and all that. So in a way, why I'm putting it back to the divorce context is if let's say a couple doesn't have good communication. Like for me, to the extent he dropped us right at the doorstep of our studio, and he's coming back to pick me up.
Okay, I mean. Yeah, possible.
Yeah.
Gossips and all that, hearing what other people have to say.
Here and there.
Yeah, normal. So we are still at the differences in lifestyle.
Yep, I think we're good to go.
Okay, continue.
So the next one we're going to touch on is emotional and physical abuse. This is very heavy.
This is heavy. Do you want to take a break and we go to part 2?
No, I feel we touch this, then we go.
We touch and go.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't touch so much. You can abuse physical. Please continue.
Okay, so like let me just read out from this. This one I got a very good point. It's like in any community, emotional and physical abuse is a serious issue that can occur in some marriages. So while Islam condemns all forms of abuse, these issues can persist due to social stigmas, financial dependency, or fear of judgment from the community. Bracket apa orang kata bracket, that one I put in.
Okay. Recently, I watched this movie called It Ends With Us. Have you watched that movie?
No, I saw it's in my list.
Yeah.
I don't have the time yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how I find time?
What?
Travel lah. Then on the plane you watch.
Actually good idea.
Yeah. So on the plane I watched It
Yeah.
Ends With Us. It was quite hyped up. So it was in my list of movies to watch. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. I'm not sure if you've seen him. Bit of a John Abraham-ish. Handsome, I like him. Okay, good actor actually. So anyway, so the story is about domestic abuse, right? And wow, I really like the movie. I'm not sure how people perceive it, but it really paint the light on how sometimes you may think that it's normal because you've seen your parents getting hit by your father, your mom getting hit by your father, and then
Or both ways. Mum throw things.
Yeah. So for you, this is normal in a household.
Yeah.
Right, and that's bad actually, because but what happens in this movie, obviously she knows that it's not right, right? She has another friend, an ex-boyfriend, who also have abusive parents, and they connected when they were in teenage years, and then went on after that. They met again, and he saw her with black eye, and saw that guy's hand bandaged. So
He connect the two lah.
He connected the two, and he immediately walked away because he was the chef of the restaurant. He owns the restaurant. He walked away, and then she chased after him and said, "No, this is an accident and all that." Then he said that, are you gonna continue this?
Yeah.
Are you gonna let this continue? So a lot of the scenes were very nice, and what I'm trying to say is that when you see such things happen in your household, you may think it's the norm, but actually it's not.
It's not.
Right? Physical abuse is a no. Granted. Sometimes anger, sometimes shaitan take over you. But at the end of the day, if you see a partner who's beating you and doesn't learn that they did a mistake at the first one, then why continue in that relationship?
Okay, I was in a
Abusive
relationship before I met Zed.
Oh, wow.
I'm dating lah.
Oh.
I was 18. All the way. He was with me throughout my police training days also. So he had a bit of a nut kind of behavior. So it took a lot for me to come out from that relationship, because it went to the point where his mom doesn't call me by name. His mom calls me Black because of my skin color.
Yeah.
They are fair people. So to me, I'm like, okay, you want to call me Black? Never once she mentions Ana. No, she would just say, hitam dah makan.
What the
Yeah, it went to that level.
And you stayed?
I stayed because when he whacks, he does push me, he does shove me around, and then I do have marks that until today is still there. And then there was once where he pushed me off the pavement.
Staircase, pavement.
So my ankle give way. So I was on crutches. He didn't came to see me at all, but then I was very forgiving. Young love, puppy love. Then I was thinking that, this is the norm. But I didn't have abusive parents. I didn't have parents who fight at home and throw things like how you mentioned. But I took it in thinking that this is love.
Okay.
Because in every pattern, normally with now, I think many of us can relate, is when they give you one time, the next time they're so loving. So it's so difficult to break out of it. To the point where towards the end, we were actually planning to get engaged, and it was really, because I passed out from SPF already. He was so controlling because I work in a man environment.
Okay.
He will be right in front of my police station.
Yeah.
To that level, who are you working with? In the car, I have to report strength. Like leaving the house, report. Take the bus, report. Reach, report. Change, report. Take armor, report. Start shift, report.
Okay.
Very abusive. It takes a lot of guts to come out from that, especially when you're with the person for 3-4 years already. So if you're listening to this and you are also going through this, I know it's easy to talk about it, but to find the courage to come out from that relationship is very, very hard. Unless you have a very good support system, or you finally feel like enough is enough, then the courage.
Okay. Does media has an impact of how you feel as well? I know you mentioned about how he is always after the whole...
After so sweet,
okay. But does media also... Because
media in what sense?
I mean, some movies show violence is normal in a relationship, especially the South Indian movies.
Sorry, at that time, we are in the... It is what it is,
I mean, the older movies especially.
No. Someone when I introduced him to my extended family, right, they're like, he's so handsome, he's so this, he's so that. So it boosts yourself. Actually my boyfriend is good looking. Family sees the other side of him, right? They're like, good looking, like this, there. You all will have very beautiful kids. Like you start to dream, and then kena satu kali. Then you're like, you fall back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that movie, he's also like that.
Oh, similar.
As in he's a neurosurgeon, right? And he was a playboy, right? But he was challenged, or rather he felt challenged to, because she said, I'm not gonna get anything with you, you're a playboy and all this. So he said, okay, let's date. And then one thing leads to another, he fall in love with her. Then he became this possessive guy lah, because he thinks he changed his lifestyle for her because of how much he loves her. So there was a scene, the hand bandage scene was actually something they were cooking something in the oven, and the oven opened and broke, or rather they spilled something like the glass. So he accidentally scarred his hand, and she was coming to him and he pumped her face. So in a way, it is, he said it's accident. But it's also him expressing his anger.
He took the chance.
Yeah. And then there was another scene where she was trying to console him because he was upset about something that he read in the news because of the ex-boyfriend. So he has a tattoo of a heart here where I don't want to reveal so much of the movie. Okay, basically she fell upstairs and actually he pushed her. But she said that she tripped. He said that he should manipulate
the situation.
So they gaslight. So this is the thing that people, the Nux does it. Sometimes you don't realize that you are being abused. Because you think that it's normal, because you get gaslighted. You think you are at fault sometimes.
And the love after that is amazing.
And then you see, oh, this is normal. He loves me that much. You know, he loves too hard. We mentioned in the previous episode.
One.
So I don't agree with this. I mean, I'm a man myself. And I have temper as well. Right? But I think there's a line drawn. You know, like you can see someone who's trying to improve themselves. Or you know that the fellow is just abusive.
Being a a-hole basically.
If you know that the person, like when angry, you move away or whatever, trying to
how he managed his anger.
Anger. He knows himself. He acknowledged his flaws, right? But if someone doesn't acknowledge it and make you the problem, then that's a problem.
Exactly.
Then you know the person, the nut or the person, the partner will say things like, "Kau cakap gini, you said this. That's why I became like that.
You triggered the thing.
You triggered. You did this. This is why I do that."
Yes. Oh my God, this is so common.
So this I mean, I think the common phrase that people use now is the narcissistic behavior, right? I think it's just an asshole behavior, but so they do that. They gaslight. And they are lovers also. So
they're great lovers. That's the irony of it all.
So you don't see it. You think that this is love. This is what I deserve. This is what I want.
Then you endure the hardship because you know that after this is going to be sweet, man. But it's so toxic.
To the extent that you become addicted to it.
Actually you're right.
You like that. You like that love after the anger.
Yes, I tahan lah. It's okay.
It's okay because I'm going to get
I be
the
a
love.
punching bag.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's why I say I want to talk a lot about this.
And then I do get DMs before we leave. I get DMs from men who are currently going through divorce because the wives use their children as an emotional abuse lah. The children as the catalyst to abuse the husband. Wow, this one.
Earlier on we discussed physical abuse plus mental abuse, the gaslighting and all this, and then there's also just mental abuse, right? Like what you said, using blackmailing, threatening, and all this. Just by emotional abuse. Sometimes you don't realize emotional abuse is crazy. It's next level because you don't realize that you're being abused. Because it's emotional, right? So you think that I am in the wrong. I've heard women, sometimes shivering and getting trauma out of it and thinking that sorry, I won't do that again. I've heard of this.
Sometimes just a little walk they like flinch.
It became but they think it's normal already.
It's normal. It's their life.
I mean, if you are in an abusive relationship, get out of it. That's it. Whether it's emotional or physical,
get help, support.
Get help. I mean, first things first. Obviously, like what I said, it's normal because it's human traits also. But see that person, whether he or she is willing to improve or change. have that conversation.
Another way, you go to someone who can see your marriage from the outside. Then you get that person's opinion. Like the marriage between me and my husband, right? We do have a third party that we can go to safely to just trash things out. And she's neutral. She'll be the one looking at it from the outside. She has experience in marriage. Please get advice from people who have experience in marriage. I have to say this out. Don't go to someone who is single and ask them about marriage tips when they don't know nuts.
This was the gripe that people have with that lawyer lah.
No, that one is professional level.
But
Some
then again,
of us have
people are
best
saying,
friends, and
who
then
are you to comment when you are not even married?
Why are you getting? Oh, I'm suddenly triggered. Why are you getting advice and help? Like, look at my marriage from another angle. What angle when that person is not married? Marriage is something between two person, and you need to have experience from it to give your take about it. Otherwise, shut up.
Yeah. Anyway,
The triggered, So,
seek a third party lah.
yeah, seek help. Get someone who can look at it from outside, not biased.
Yeah.
Who can look at the whole thing and then will tell you whether you're being abused. I mean, there are many things that they can look at, but just on this part where you need someone outside to just take a look and tell you. Because I got the wake up call. I got my cousin come to me and said, "Look, this is not healthy.
Yeah.
This is really not healthy. You need to do something about it. Don't go through marriage with this, with a mother-in-law calling you hitam, with this guy constantly abusing you. One more time you see this fella, you will get it from me." That was a wake up call that he gave me, Then it just like, pop, okay, I got to wake up already. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not one to give advice, but I think as a template or rather a formula that you all can take. Right?
Yeah.
Usually try to talk things out as a couple first.
Work
Work
first level.
things together, first level, and then the third party. And that's working on a relationship lah.
Yes.
There are people who give up too early also.
That one also.
That's another problem.
Annulment. I should
Annulment.
get annulment numbers next. Because that is also like, oh, okay, just get annulled. That is also, I don't know if it's a trend or what, but it's also on the plate.
Yeah,
Like people get married thinking that I
They
already
will.
have divorce on the thing.
exactly.
Which makes my mother-in-law get pissed initially, when the kadi after nikah. Last time you got to read that sekiranya saya meninggalkan isteri saya kena debu dan saya jatuhkan talak. So my mother-in-law got triggered. She said, "Why are you mentioning talak right after nikah?"
Yeah.
Because back in the days,
They don't.
have this.
Yeah, but like what we said, statistic-wise, now it's becoming more of a norm, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
we are still not done on the divorce topic.
I'm still hyped, guys. I'm still.
So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna pee first lah. Actually no lah, I just want to take a break.
I need to go. I need to go.
Okay, so watch out for our part 2
Stay tuned.
on divorce.